Hey there, folks. Last 24 hours watching the internet just destroy Sig has been glorious. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a lot of fun. I think my favorite thing that I saw was Sig's kind of crazy post saying, "Oh, it ends today." All these people talking bad about Sig. They put that up on Twitter as well, and they got community noted. I'll read the community note. Um, there are numerous real-world examples of the P320 discharging without the trigger being pulled. SIG has been found liable for this design flaw in court in multiple cases in multiple states. This is not anti-gun propaganda. The P320 just isn't good. And then it has a list of a list of articles. Oh my God. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, let's go through your comments because I think people had a lot to say about it. It got quite a lot of engagement on my video and a lot of other people's videos. People are very interested in the SIG topic. Top comment on my video: find someone that believes in you the way SIG believes in their own marketing. Lots of likes on that comment. And I think that's good advice for your life. I think you'd be very happy if you had somebody like that much in your corner. Man, they are crazy. All right. All right. The second best is 477 likes on this comment. That's a lot of likes. I don't want a bullet in my leg. And Sig says, well, you're anti-gun. I mean, it's kind of what it's like. Ben, if 6 Hour van pulls up beside you and tries to give you a lift, don't get in. Yeah, I'm not sure I would at this point. I think Sig doesn't like me very much. All right, we'll keep going. Sig gaslighting the gun community is wild. Blaming it on anti-gun groups is silly too. There's far more pro 2A, pro gun people tearing this thing apart. Yeah, I mean, yes, I don't think that there's a bunch of anti-gun people that even know what a Sig 320 is. I don't think that's very widespread. I think most of the people complaining about it are shooters. Like just straight up. That's what it is. As far as me complaining about it, hell, I'm trying to get on the team. I own several Sig pistols. All right. Follow up on that comment: doubling and tripling down while aggressively gaslighting is a successful corporate PR strategy most of the time, but maybe not in a community that obsesses over minutia and remembers for decades. It's obvious no anti-gun type is trying to ban P320s from the market because of the issue, and it's obvious that pro-gun types want a reliable product that won't physically cripple and medically bankrupt them. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much my read on it. All right, next comment. I genuinely cannot imagine buying a P320 at this point when Glock, PDP, and M&P exist. The mental gymnastics required to buy a P320 today would get Olympic gold. Yes, especially from the perspective of like an administrator for a police department. Like if you're buying new pistols, oh, we got 240 officers, so we buy 300 pistols. It's like, why on earth would you buy the SIGs? Like, I totally agree with that. It'd be like, let's pick just something else. Like, why do it? All right. With every sale of the SIG P320 from now on, they should just include a tourniquet. That's actually not a bad idea. Safety first. Um, we'll keep going. Shocking, the SIG is so out of touch, they thought the P320 social media campaign would be a good idea. Yikes. Did way more harm than good. Yes, it's true. I think looking at the way SIG's handling themselves on social media, like all of that damage is self-inflicted. I mean, they didn't need to come out swinging that hard. So like, oh, it ends today, or you know, just how hard they went on some of those comments. Like they went so hard. Sig is the hot cheerleader that showed up to high school reunion looking like Lizzo. Ooh, oh, 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 that's rough. But I mean, it's kind of true. It's like 20 years ago, Sig was making really quality stuff. Now, I mean, not so much. Not so much. A guy even sent me photographs of its Sig 229 he had. It shot a couple hundred rounds and then it like I forget what broke on it, but I was looking at like something that shouldn't have broken broke. I was like, "Jeez, man." It seems like the quality's gone down. All right. Is Sig the Dan Crenshaw of gun manufacturers? That's a good question. They're worried their payoff to all of the X Seals is not enough to stop the tidal wave. Like, whoa. Yeah, they do seem to have a lot of that on the payroll. All right. Let's go through some more comments. I've now sorted it. Let's go newest to oldest. I want this to be good. I bought the 320, P320 made modifications so it doesn't blow up in my face, but I still can't trust it to go off without pulling the trigger. My friend, it's time to reevaluate your life choices. Man, I think he's talking about me. I'm a big fan of Sig though. He said, "How big of a fanboy are you willing to risk it all because you love it so much?" It's not like it's Sig's only fail. They've had problems with other products, but those are overshadowed by the 320. Sig Sauer is a shady company in general and can't be trusted, in my opinion. I mean that's fair. They do seem a bit shady, to be honest. All right, LOL. I wonder how many shameless grifters are on Sig's payroll. As near as I can tell, pretty much everybody in the gun space that has more than 50,000 followers on Instagram is getting paid by them. Well, I mean, except for me. I don't think they like me very much. All right. Yeah, I've really enjoyed my P320, but the whole post made me cringe so damn hard. I'm not selling mine, but I'm definitely not buying a new one for a while. Yeah, they're say that again. I think everybody agrees the post that they made was crazy. It's like this is so counterproductive, guys. Sig is full of poop. Yep, I would agree. Well, they say stuff you just like. I just can't believe what you're saying. I've seen too many other things. I put it. No, I don't care about your suppressor on that. All right, they go off in police holsters. LOL. Like, yeah, a few times. Didn't the same guy that ruined Kimber is now running Sig? Starting to notice a pattern here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what happened with Kimber. In my head, Kimber. I mean, Kimber never really made stuff that I cared about. But I guess the quality went way down. I don't know the story behind that. I would be curious. Maybe it is the same guy, and that would. I mean, it all would make sense. Sig USA, a bunch of dishonest cowards that take no ownership of their own flaw. See, like that doesn't even come off as like a mean comment. That's not even really mean in the context of the stuff that Sig was posting. If someone alleges that a gun can fire without pulling the trigger, they ought to be able to demonstrate how. No, no, I don't think so. Like, I believe that on at least a few occasions, the 320s have gone off without somebody pulling the trigger. Like, I believe that. Like, I don't really care how. Like, I don't care. Like, if you see a video of a guy's walking along, pooh, like a gun fires, and he's like looking down at his holster, it's like, all right, I believe the gun went off. Like, I've actually seen a gun go off in a holster, like without the person pulling the trigger. Like, and even though I saw it, I didn't really believe it. Like, I had to like I did a double take, and then of course the person was injured, so there was medical attention. I'm like looking at the holster, looking at the gun. I'm like, I knew like I had seen it go off in the holster, but I still like couldn't really believe it. It was like I even in that case when I saw it, it's like I don't have to tell you how. Like I don't care. It's like I'm not an engineer, bro. Like I don't know. I know it went off. I can tell you that. All right. Always blame your customer, says one guy. Yeah, that's what Sig is doing. Think Dave Chappelle said it perfectly. Why? Fuck him. That's why. Yes. Yeah, Sig is not making a lot of friends. Um, Clearly Ben is part of the anti-gun mob. LOL. Yeah, I mean, again, when Sig goes when they go that hard at you, I mean, they're asking for it. They're asking for you to be a little bit mean. So I don't feel bad being a little bit mean to them. Sig is the opposite of H&K. Beta released products and then defending their terrible record of reliability. HK all day. I don't know what that means. Thanks to the little social media post, anyone who wasn't aware of it has definitely heard about it by now. Yes, it is the Streisand effect, sure. When Sig comes out hard, they're going hard on people. It's like, no, our guns don't go off without people pulling the trigger. That doesn't happen. Um, That's anti-gun propaganda, sir. Do people have this problem with new 320s? That's a good question. I don't really know. See, this is where it'd be nice. Like, I'm sure Sig knows more than they're saying. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this only happens with older guns, and the issue actually has been fixed, right? That wouldn't shock me to learn that. But it's like, I don't know if it happens with new 320s. I really don't. Because I can explain what I perceive as the design issues with the P320 trigger design. Oh, okay, please do. I have multiple firearm trigger patents and several more trigger patents pending. That isn't to say that what happened in any particular incident, but I can show you how and why it's possible. Okay, cool, good comment. Please, Ben, ne- please never again say I've been hit in the face with exploding SIG multiple times. I have though. It's like little chunks of SIG hitting me in the face. It's happened. It's real talk. Two in one class one time. I don't know who Sig hired as their PR guy, but he obviously never learned the basic lesson that sometimes it's better to just shut up and say nothing, like the Commander Schultz from Hogan's Heroes. Uh, well, I think saying nothing would be good for them right now, or maybe not like attacking their customers. It's not really helpful. I'll just stick to my P226. Yeah, good strategy. I really like those. All right. Honestly, I think the P320 is good if clean and has newer springs. The design just doesn't lend itself well to abuse in any aspect, or for their crappy manufacturing tolerances. Maybe. I don't know. Ben, you calling SIG scumbags on their IG Cope Fest is the best thing I've ever seen on the internet. Yes, I mean I did call SIG scumbags, and well, it's a scummy thing to do where I mean as a one of their customers, you know, well, I'm one of their customers, and it's like I fundamentally like their guns, and I want to like their guns and all that. When it's kind of like, no, I've seen enough, like the totality of it, all these different videos from different people, explaining like theories about what they think's going on with the guns, and videos of guns going off in holsters, and well, like for example, we got one of the police text strings I'm in. Shit, this was just like a couple weeks ago. I won't name the agency, just shot at our range in, won't name the town. Sig 320 discharged in his holster and shot in hip. And I say, get the fuck out. He goes, I swear, just got the phone call. I can't believe agencies and departments are still running that shit. Any word on the agent? It's like just a gunshot wound to the hip, flown out. Like, okay. Now, that's just a text message string that I got a couple weeks ago. I don't have a video of it. I don't know the details. Like they're saying it's a 320, may not have been. I don't know. But like I've heard too much shit like that to where it's like, nah, if there's this much smoke, I think there's a little fire. I think there's a little problem with the 320, just based on what I've heard and what I've seen. That's what I think. And Sig like is very aggressively attack people who have that opinion or who say that stuff online. So it just turns into like, hey, you know what? Fuck you guys. Exactly. All right. I thought I was the only one that thought Sig was going a little crazy. No, a lot of people, I mean, it's very rational to think Sig's acting a little nuts. All right. Investigating and solve the issue would be not as good as whine and moan on social media, gaslight the end user, and deny something that is clearly a real issue. That's from Sig Sauer Inc. Yeah, exactly. That's true. Oh, the irony is that these people turn into the same radical leftists they claim to oppose. Yeah, I mean, when you threaten people's livelihoods, so in this case, I think Sig feels threatened. Then you see what they're about, and when they're lashing out at people, they're blaming other people. You know, it's not good. It's not a good thing. Okay, what a vile statement. Ooh, I like this. It's getting saucy. Every time Sig opens its mouth, I hate it a little more. It especially bugs me that they're trying to hide behind the Second Amendment. Yeah, it's shitty. The only good thing about the whole debacle is what a great argument it is against those trying to repeal the protections of the Lawful Commerce in Arms Act. Okay? The Anti-Gunners Act, like the PLCAA, allows gun companies to get away with selling dangerous or defective products, but SIG has single-handedly destroyed that tactic. So good job. Too bad so many people had to get hurt so badly in the process. I don't know anything about that law, but I will say for how sort of sanitized everything is in this country, like kind of watered down and safe and all that, it's actually a little surprising it's legal to sell Sig 320 still. Like that's a little amazing to me that they're still selling them. I mean, I'm a little surprised you can still buy stuff that's marginally fun, like sports cars. You can still buy that. It's like I would have thought that that would have been stopped. But anyway, yes, I'm a little surprised they're still selling cigs. All right, my dad was talking about. Oh no, we're not going to talk that. Oh no, we can't talk about your anus, buddy. Not going to go that. All right, Streisand effect. Yes, Sig does make a good point that once the mob is done with them, it'll move on to attack other companies in the future. It happened to Glock once, after all. However, it's not problematic if you have a valid criticism. Well, yeah, I mean, I think there's valid concerns with the 320, like for real. Sig better be praying that Doge doesn't end up firing whoever their insider is within the US government, because they will probably have to file bankruptcy if that happens. Literally, both of their firearms that were selected by the US military are worthless pieces of junk. The pistol because it's an actual piece of dangerous junk, and the rifle because it's the most ridiculously useless rifle ever adopted by the US military. Okay, I mean, I absolutely refuse to believe that either one of these firearms was chosen because they were actually the best firearms in their respective competitions. SIG clearly had somebody within the government who was securing these contracts that they absolutely do not deserve, and I'm 100% serious in saying that losing either or both of them would probably end up bankrupting the company. Well, I don't know about their financial situation, but a lot of people, I mean, you'll see a lot of people talking like this online where they're like, "Hey, like what's going on here?" Because well, I mean, it's a fact. Sig has a lot of contracts now for different things. All right. I worked at a gun shop or public range for years. While I did not personally witness a P320 explode or fire on its own, I did have to regularly use a rubber mallet on the front of the slide to get stuck casings to eject. These are mostly brand new guns with less than 2 to 300 rounds on them. I also noticed that most of the 320s my store received had trouble going into battery without a break-in. Okay, I mean, that sounds about right. Ben, I have two SIGs and I like both of them, but I am concerned as you are. That's fair. Good. If you're really looking to make money from these issues, you probably have a lawsuit against SIG for the shrapnel that flew into your face when the 320s exploded in your classes. But you haven't gone there because you're just a truth talker. Oh man, I don't want to be involved in a lawsuit. It's such a pain. Well, or like there's been people. I mean, I wasn't like hurt. It was just, it's just a thing that happened. Explodey Sig. All right. Oh, let's see if there's any other good ones here. Sig is disgusting that they do not recognize and admit their P320 has major flaws. I will never own a Sig. And you know what? That's fair. Like as far as an ethically run business situation, I don't think Sig's it. I don't think they're doing. They're not very nice people. All right. Stop fear mongering. It's terrifying, especially with a smile. Oh, I don't know. It's important to have fun. It's important to smile. All right, this is how it appears to me. One arm of SIG's PR team. Let's pay Ben to say nice things about us in the 320. How nice it feels to shoot in his hand. The other arm of SIG's PR and legal team. When Ben goes off script to mention what we all saw with our eyes. WTF, Ben? We paying you money. Sell our guns. Say nice things, you social media grifter. Oh God, maybe. Yeah, it is the double-edged sword of me talking about a gun. Sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be bad. Ron Cohen is turning into a better Glock salesman than Sig salesman. Yeah, I think that's true. There's a new video out titled "Every Time the 320 slash M17 has discharged in the military." Also, check out the video. Here's proof the 320 is defective. There are actually a few videos displaying the legit problem with video and actual investigations as evidence. It's tourist grade trash. The SIG lickers no longer defend this piece of shit with the mounting evidence. Yes, so there are videos with very specific and it apparently it well, I mean I've watched them. They credible credible sounding specific ideas for what exactly is causing the gun to go off. Again, I'm not going to talk about it here because like they already did. It's not helpful for me to get into the details of that stuff that I don't really know that stuff. But other people have put that stuff out there, and it's interesting. It's compelling to see some of it. You're like, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense. Like that could be causing the gun to go off. I get it. All right. I still hope you can finish evaluating with P365 and post an update video on it. Yes, it's going to be some time, but the gun is the gun is at my house, and I will shoot it more. Not to worry. Gun owners are the main complainants in these cases, so how can they be anti-gun? SIG has lawsuits regarding the P320, yes, but also has open uh, suits in sexual harassment to employees. I didn't know about that. An employee came forward with proof of import-export violations and many other serious issues, to include cheap foreign parts. Yes, they are scumbags for sure, inside and out. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if that stuff's true. I'll say that. Wouldn't shock me. All right, SIG should be phasing out the P320. Yeah, I mean, I've seen theories that people think they're going to replace it with like a 365, like just a bigger one. Okay, they should be phasing out the 320, but instead decided to publicly double down their most cringy and immature way possible. Incredible. It is incredible. It's amazing that in the current year, where people seem to be understanding social media so better, or so much better, like how do people look at that and be like, oh yeah, this is a good idea to post this shit. This is great. Well, look, we've been going for a while. Like the comments are great. I don't plan on coming back to this issue unless something happens, something else happens. We'll see. We will see. But yeah, it was a great 24 hours for sure watching people just shit on Sig. Fantastic.